Do you know how much money you need for retirement? Today we're going to take a look at how much a household needs for retirement based on their household expenses. So we're starting right now. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. This is Richard with Wisdom Investor, and today we're going to explore this topic: how much income, how much savings you're going to need for retirement based on your household expenses. We're going to take a look at some of the expenses in various areas of the country, and we're also going to look at a couple examples here, one for an area where expenses are a little higher and one for an area where expenses are a little lower. Keep in mind, everyone's situation in preparing for retirement and reaching your goals is going to be different. We all make different wages, we have different income levels, we have different histories, our expenses are different, cost of living in every area is going to be different. So keep in mind, every person's situation is going to be a little bit different. But as we're going over some of these examples, you can plug in your own numbers to see how you fit. We're looking at a map of the United States. It says here the cost of a comfortable retirement in America. In general here, what I want to show is in the lighter areas, it's going to be less expensive to retire. In the darker areas, primarily along the coast, it's going to be more expensive. And again, Alaska down at the bottom is more expensive, and Hawaii. Okay, we're going to first look at some statistics here on what some of the average expenses are. Keep in mind, the average expense throughout the United States for everybody, whether you're retired or not, is around $51,000. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says the average expenses for a household for a retired person or persons is $45,756. And here's some of the breakdown of those costs. Housing, $1,322 out here to the right. Transportation, second most expensive area, $567. Healthcare, $499. Food, $483. So these are the average household expenses that the Bureau of Labor Statistics has computed. We're going to take a look at some areas in the United States, and this says here, this is exactly how much it will cost to retire well in every state in America. The key word here is well. We're going to take a look at some of the states here, and again, these numbers are based on living a comfortable retirement. Alabama, about $55,000 per year. Alaska, we said, was expensive, $80,000. California, $85,000. Connecticut, $79,000. Florida, $61,000. Georgia, $56,000. So you can see these areas on the coast are more expensive. Hawaii, $117,000. Illinois, $59,000. Indiana, $55,000. And then we go on down here. You can kind of look at your own state. Mississippi is the lowest here, $53,000. And then it goes on per state. New York on the East Coast, $84,000. This gives you an idea of what the household expenses are based on the Go Banking rates. And again, this is figured on living comfortable. Now, in just a moment, we're going to compute how much retirement savings you need and what type of income it would take. Here's a graphic that shows the average household spending by age group. So under 55, about $57,000. Age group of 55 to 64, 58. So we tend to spend more in the 55 to 64 area. Primarily, that's the go-go time period in a person's retirement life. And then we get into the go-slow area in 65 to 74, where expenses start to drop, $46,000. Age 75 plus, it starts to drop to $36,000. In this graphic, we're looking at housing expenses. They tend to trend lower over time. Again, from $19,000 at age 55, trends down to age 75 to down to $13,190. Now, the one cost that tends to go higher is healthcare. So you can see $3,500 age 55, and it starts to increase as we get older up to $5,700 per year. Some good news here on retirees who own their homes says approximately 3 in 4 retirees own their own homes, according to a survey by Transamerica Center. Now, we looked at some of the costs in the various states of expenses. This is median household income. And again, you can see on the East Coast, West Coast, the median household income is also going to be more to cover those higher expenses. California here, for example, $71,228. And then if we go all the way down to the lower end, we've got Mississippi with household income around $43,567. So we looked at some of the expenses and income. A key point here is if you can get that house paid for, you're going to knock off a lot of expense out of your household and also get the transportation costs and get out of debt. That will definitely help you keep your household costs as you get into retirement as low as possible. Okay, we're going to get into our first example. This is going to be on the household income on the higher side. We're going to base this off of the California area and New York. It's pretty much the same. And we're going to take the live comfortable portion out of this. So we're going to deduct about 20%, which they said in their statistics was the live comfortable portion. So that's going to give us a number of $68,000 for household expenses in this particular case. And again, this is the higher end of the areas. And then we're going to take a look at how much income we're going to have coming in. Let's assume in this case, we're going to take the averages. This is a family, 2 income earners, and they're earning the average Social Security at $1,500 each per month, which is about $18,000. So we're going to take 18,000 times 2, that's 36,000. You have $36,000 coming in from Social Security, subtract that from the 68,000 expenses. That leaves about 32,000 income needed from either savings, a pension, or other types of retirement accounts, for example. If we take that 32,000 and we're going to use the 4% rule, they're going to deduct or withdraw 4% from their total savings per year. We're going to take that times 0.04. That's going to give us $800,000 in savings that this household is going to have to need. That $800,000, if they take out or withdraw 4% per year, will cover that $32,000. Again, this is looking at it on the big picture. Now, if this family can reduce expenses on their cars, their house, debt, that can also get this number to a lower level, and that will give them more cushion in their lifestyle. We're going to take a look at our second area here, a less expensive area to live. And for example, it could be a state like Alabama, even Arizona is a little less. We talked about Mississippi a minute ago, but we're going to take out the fat, we're going to take out the live comfortable portion, and that will give us a number of approximately $40,000 in household expenses. In this particular case, we have 2 income working folks who retire. One of them has the average Social Security, about $1,500, and the other one has $1,000. They were a stay-at-home mom, for example, didn't have as many earning years, so their Social Security is going to be lower. Again, these are just averages that I'm taking out. This person could have worked more, earned more, and it could be $2,000, could be $2,300. I'm just trying to keep the numbers fairly conservative. So if we take that, that's $30,000 per year in Social Security, and let's just keep our fingers crossed that Social Security is there when these people need it, of course you and I. That leaves $10,000 per year income that this family and household's going to need. If we take it by the 4% rule, so how much total retirement dollars are they going to need to withdraw at 4% per year? That's going to come to $400,000 in savings. They're going to need to have about $400,000 in savings. Again, if they reduce some of their housing costs, get their house paid off, they also get their cars paid off, they keep some of their expenses minimal, then these numbers, of course, are going to be lower. Now, if you do some of your own calculations, and let's say you come up with a number that you're going to need a retirement savings of $500,000, $500,000. If you withdraw that at the 4% rule, that's going to give you $20,000 per year. Then, of course, you'd add that to your Social Security, what other income that you may have, and that will give you what you can afford based on your household expenses. If you need $1 million at a 4% withdrawal rate per year is $40,000 per year. A $2 million retirement account would give you $80,000 per year in retirement income. Keep in mind too, how you invest this and the results that you get will also determine how long that money can last.